time around, all the Leeward seats will be going to the Labour Party. We are going to sweep the Leeward. As I go around the constituency, there are one or two of us who are a little disgruntled. But let me tell you something. Do not allow perfection to be the enemy of the good. You are going to get what you need because this party, the ULP, always delivers. Let me tell you something. We have been in power since 2001. And under our rule, this country has been going up and up and up. And this time around, we are going to continue to lift SPG higher and higher. Ladies and gentlemen, it's only greetings I'm bringing tonight. I want you at this moment to think about your future. Think about your individual future. Think about your future as a youth. Think about the education revolution. Comrades, friends of mine, at no time at all has the hope and aspirations of the youth been higher because they have something to look forward to. This great party takes care of you from the time you are born up to the time you're ready to go to university. Yes, I'm saying that. We have something to look forward to. And ladies and gentlemen, even in the housing sector, to work. And we have facilitated them getting to those. More do we want? All headed into said, oh, they have no answer to the development that we have. That voting for Labour. We bring it home not only Central Leeward. People elect. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Central Leeward.
Me and my neighbor, voting for Labour. Me and my neighbor, voting for Labour. Show me your voting finger, raise up your voting finger. Show me your voting finger, raise up the voting. All right, me and my neighbor.
Thank you very much, Maxie Charles. Let's put our hands together again for hard-working Labour man, Maxie Charles. And you know, tonight and today's activities were called 3-in-1 event. And we really got 3-in-1. And to bring you some greetings, a few words to us. Let's welcome our comrade sister, Novisha. Comrades, good evening, ULP family. I bring you greetings. As two name is on the list, so we can hit them 5 times in a row. You took our 5 in a row and you bring home well 5 of November. Wait.
My country with the right capability.
Now, there is all person themselves up to run for a political party, and in this case, to serve as the next representative for Central Leeward. Yes, Brewster it will be. And remember, behind every strong man, there is a strong woman continuing. I want us to give a round of applause to Mrs. Letitia. I know she vexed with me tonight, Brewster, but she will come on the stage here tonight. Thank you very much. And remember, we are in the special voter registration period. Make sure that you are registered to vote, because on election night, I want to hear Orande Brewster declared very early o'clock the next representative for Central Leeward, and only you can make that happen. And you know something? In this ULP family, we don't have no kind of cussing and fighting when we move from one candidate to the next. Over in the NDP, when a candidate decides to retire, you hear they put them out to pasture and start to cuss the candidate. That is not what we do in the ULP. And a good, solid example is the smooth transition that has happened between one of your very own, a man that we all love, Sir Louis Straker. Let us give Sir Louis a round of applause.
Somebody show me a red rag. Can somebody show me a red flag? Show some labor love for the comrade. Every labor man and every labor woman say. So just show me a red, let me hot up them head now. Let me see who votes in the labor. Everybody show four finger. If you know Ralph is the best man, wave your red rag for the red man. Eustace him not ready yet. Just like the dead we ever ready get. If you think NDP dumb bad, everybody dance like the Comrade. 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 Everybody wave up your red rag. Red rag. Red rag. Red rag. Everybody wave up your red rag. Ben Exeter him to damn slot. Man up a jump and man back. They encouraging slackness. The whole of them
Sent on the grenadines. He is back. The Terminator is back. Sir Louis Straker.
I'm back. Central Leeward, the Terminator, Sir Louis Straker is back.
First time.
He captured 16 long years, represent Central Leeward in Parliament. Last elections, he took the decision to step aside so others can rise. Now the Terminator, Sir Louis Straker, is back. Central Leeward safe, while we back. us from the sea. Who gave a brand new cemetery? Who bury we dead with dignity? Sir Louis, Louis Shaker. Sir Louis Shaker, the old warrior, the Terminator, is back to take over the whole of Central Leeward. When Louis Shaker, the old warrior, the Terminator, done with men Exeter, he go back his bag and go back to Canada. Ross line! 4 in a row! In every nook and cranny throughout the constituency, the handiworks of Louis are there for everybody to see. So dynamic, so pragmatic. When it comes to humor, you can be straighter. This great politician and noble statesman is back. Centrally, but say we want Louis back. Who made the learning resource centers? In the UN bankers. Who built the largest housing scheme? In St. Vincent and the Grenadines. There we go. Sir Louis, Louis Shaker. Sir Louis Shaker, the warrior, the Terminator, is back to take over the whole of Central Leeward. When Louis Shaker, the old warrior, the Terminator, done with Ben Exeter, he go back his bag and go back to Canada. Achoo! Four in a row.
Happy days are here again.
Vincent and the Grenadines.
A special night in Central Leeward. On the platform, you have a representative of the past in Maxwell Charles. You have one of the present in Louis Straker. And you have your next representative, Randy Brewster.
The Terminator, Sir Louis Straker, is back!
Ross line!
My job was to make sure that we pass over the baton to another Labour winner. I am the oldest member in the parliament, and in the next parliament, the youngest member would be Randy Brewster. Tonight, we did not advertise this as a rally, but you have come out in your numbers to show that we are ready and willing to support the Unity Labour Party again, and we are going to vote for the next candidate of the Unity Labour Party, Randy Brewster.
Ready again. We're more than ready. Ready again. We're more than ready. Ready again. We're more than ready.
There are 3 P's that I want to speak briefly on tonight. 1 is performance, 2 is policy, and the 3rd is personality. In terms of performance, only those with bad mind
would say that this party did not deliver for Central Leeward. Let me tell you, for the past 4 years, I can go further back. But for the past 4 years, we together have accomplished a lot here in Central Leeward. Starting from just for the past 4 years, Buckerman Bay, you would see a road going up near Miss Jackson called Bampeen Hill. That is what this party has produced for people who are walking in a riverbed coming down from the hill to the main road. In Buckerman, you would see river defense that we are placing there now so that our people could no longer be flooded out in Buckerman Bay. Here in Butland Glass, we have one of the finest bathroom, washing room facilities in the whole of St. Vincent and the Grenadines that cost $1 million at Butland Glass. Nobody has ever seen anything like this in any place in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. If you go over to Leeward, you would see a road being built where we call Dr. Hole, right at the corner of what we call Horn Corner. You would see another piece of road behind a lady, Mrs. Emily Ballantyne, that we have paved completely for the people in that area. You will have seen a footpath linking Middle Street to London Road in Leeward that we have done so that the people can have a good footpath rather than walking on the edge of a gutter. If you go up further, up into the mountain, you would see a beautiful piece of road. A lady used to live there, her name is Jew. And that's a piece of road we have done during these 4 years. If you were to go up to Reversion at my dear friend Cynthia Truitt, you would see about 200 steps going up there. A nice piece of road so that where's Cynthia? Nice piece of road going up there. At Glebe Hill, you would see a nice piece of road going towards Miss Frederick above the main highway from below Miss Loman going across to Miss Frederick. Also up Glebe Hill, you would see a nice piece of road below Miss Esther Barber going in to Glebe Hill Road. If you were to go up to Sugar Boom above the Anglican School, you would see 3 pieces of roads there that we have built. 3 pieces of road next to Sugar Boom, all built in the past 4 years. If you were to look at Cotton Hill, you would see a nice piece of road going up by Fatman, going up to my friend, I know she's going to say, don't call my name, by Viola, right up there, going around, coming down by Visaloman there, with handrails, a nice piece of road, all built in the past 4 years. If you were to look next to Budu down here, you would see a nice piece of road built going up there with handrails, all during the past 4 years. And you would see the land is already cleared. The biggest single project ever to be initiated in Barley is the Blackfish facilities for $10 million. $10 million. We're going to have a decent facility in there so that Blackfish can be done hygienically. We don't have to do it on the beach anymore. If you were to go up Lally Road, you would see we have started the paving of Lally Road going up there. Randy would carry on the rest of it. If you were to look at Indian Gallows, you would see a nice piece of road going up to Indian Gallows, all within the past 4 years. If you want to go up Pierre Hughes, give me a smile there. If you want to go up Pierre Hughes, you would see where Vashti, Richardson, them used to have to walk in the gutter. We built 3 overpasses there. 1 to Vashti, 1 for Little Man, and 1 to the school, all within the past 4 years. So we have done a lot of work. Up at Green Hill, you would see a piece of road going up between Gracie Taylor or Gracie Truitt, going up and across, all within the past 4 years. There are several more, but I won't bore you with them. So those who say that they are not satisfied with the ULP for the past 4 years, it's because they have bad mind. I want to ask those who are still within the sound of my voice, they may not be here. Why the hell are you going to vote for NDP? You had 17 years of them. And when we were younger, we used to say, show me your motion. Tra-la-la-la-la. They showed us their motion for 17 years. They did nothing for us here in Central Leeward. When I asked for a new secondary school, they said they did not have the money. It took this government to build a new secondary school. When the wharf was broken down, we asked for a wharf. They said they did not have money to build a wharf. We built a wharf there, and we built a little one down at Battle and Glass. We have done a hell of a lot of work here. And the NDP has opposed most of the things that we have done. I tell you, a lot of people have gotten jobs since we are in government. But if the NDP were to get in power, they said that the resort that they are building at Peter Soap, we sold the land too cheap, so they will close it down and people will not get work at the Black Sand Resort. If we were to vote NDP, NDP gave us Taiwan gave us $135 million to build the Marriott Hotel at Mount Twin. NDP says that if they get in power, the first thing they're going to do is to kick Taiwan out of St. Vincent and bring communist China into St. Vincent. So that when you vote for NDP, you are telling the NDP that you agree with them. That's a lie. Ask them. Ask them. They have it. They give out a press release that if they get in power, they are to kick Taiwan out. Here in Barely, you have seen what the Taiwanese have done. You see the Learning Resource Center there. They gave out hundreds of thousands of dollars to our school children. They've done a lot for St. Vincent. How can we be so ungrateful as to kick them out of St. Vincent and the Grenadines? So be careful when you say you want to vote for NDP. You are agreeing with them that we should kick Taiwan out of St. Vincent, and we don't want to do that because ingratitude is worse than witchcraft. When it comes to policy, I did with some performance. When it comes to policy, our policy in education is strong. Many poor people who could not send their children to a secondary school because there was no place for them, they are able to get a good education at a secondary school and beyond. They are moving out to universities all over the world and throughout the region, getting an education to lift up the whole family. That is because of the education revolution. It is because of our policy in building infrastructure in this country that we have the Argyle International Airport. They were wishing that a tsunami, Kickham Jenny, would erupt and wash away the Argyle International Airport. And if they get in power, you know what they're going to do? They are going to make the Argyle International Airport fail so that they can say, I told you all we didn't want an international airport here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Everything that we have done, they're going to make sure it fails so that it would make the Labour Party look bad. That's why we can't put NDP in office. When we took over, there was a 35% poverty in St. Vincent. How do I know that? I have a report. And if there is anybody here who doubts me, I just come and I'll give you the report. I have the report. The consultants that the NDP brought here at first were the Kyrie consultants from Trinidad. But when we got in power, we brought the same consultants. And they said poverty has decreased from 30% to 25%. And the dirty poor among us went from 25% to 3% because of the policy of the Unity Labour Party. When we talk about heightening St. Vincent, putting us on the world stage, we went to the United Nations, and of 193 countries, it was amazing. I wish you were there to see 185 countries in the world. It was a contest between us and El Salvador, a much larger country in Central America. And 185 countries in the world said, no, we want St. Vincent. Only 6 of them voted for El Salvador. That's because of the kind of government and the personnel we have here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The Labour Party put in St. Vincent. We are lifting St. Vincent higher and higher and higher. When it comes to employment, in the next 4 years, you have a golden opportunity. There'll be a resort at Petersoap. There'll be a resort at Mount Twin. There will be a resort at Ratamill. There will be a resort at Bookament. There will be a resort at Royal Mills in, that's the one at Ratamill. The other one is at Diamond. There are a lot of jobs that are waiting us. Are you going to tell me that all these resorts that have started, that you want to put NDP to open up these resorts after Labour Party has done so much hard work? Absolutely not. I tell you, better days are coming, and you can trust the ULP. You can trust the ULP. When it comes to personality, let me tell you, as I said, my job was to make sure that we pass on the seat from Labour to Labour, from Louis to Randy. And I think you are ready for the candidate of Randy Brewster. One man who is running against Randy is Ben Exeter. I tell you, listen to me carefully. Ben Exeter claims that he won the seat in Central Leeward. The question is, Parliament, he won the seat. They should have put him as 4 times they had a chance to appoint a senator. But when somebody mentioned Ben Exeter, they said it's a waste of time putting Ben Exeter there. So they brought in Linton Lewis. They brought in Miss Barnwell. They brought in Israel Bruce. They brought in everybody else. And they would not bring in Exeter because they said he would not do anything good for them in Parliament. If he can't do anything good for them in Parliament, how can he do anything good for Central Leeward? Ben Exeter he said he spent 40 years in Canada. And he came back. He doesn't even have a first degree, which is a Bachelor of Arts degree. 40 years he spent there. and he doesn't even have a Bachelor of Arts degree. Here we have a man who stayed here with us, went to secondary school here, grammar school, went to the community college, went to study to get a bachelor's degree, went to study to All Saints College Medical School, and now he is a medical doctor, and we have to give him the honor and call him Dr. Brewster. When Ben Exeter comes back here, tell him he had to go back to school and get a bachelor's degree so that he can come and talk to a man with a doctorate degree in medicine. When I thought of retiring, I thought my job was to help to look around for the best candidate that we can get in Central Leeward. And I must stop here to thank a lot of people for the past 21 years who have stood by my side, lifted me up. Sometimes you cuss me, but sometimes I take your cussing with grace. And I know that even though you cuss me, run again, I would win Central Leeward for the ULP.
Stand up! Hey, we coming in stronger than
but
ever.
there comes a time. Do you realize? Listen to this. Do you realize that since 1951, when we had adult suffrage, I am the oldest person to have sat in Parliament. The oldest, older than when Joshua was there, older than when Cato was there, older than when the Baines brothers or anybody else was there. But I tell you, I feel young at heart because I am still kicking and I can still run. But a man must know when to go. And I have asked, I have looked around, and I have brought in the youngest man that would sit in Parliament in St. Vincent the Grenadines, a decent man, an honorable man, a good man, a good son, a good brother, a good comrade. The man that I want to introduce to you tonight is none other than a winner, the next representative of Central Leeward. But I want to thank I prayed I would leave out some names. Some are dead and gone, but I see one in front of me. Speak Easy. Whaler Speak Easy. When I came down here, he built an image of my opponent right at the junction up there. He went very strong. And I thank him for it. I can thank. And some are not here tonight, but I thank you. But I want you, the older supporters, and the youth, watch an army of youth. You young people, you have made up your mind. And I know you love me too, you know. It's only because I didn't pass by you last night. Why you behaving like that? But you won't take that. But I want to introduce to you a man who is going to carry Central Leeward by leaps and bounds with a big margin to bring in this constituency for the ULP. None other than Dr. Orande Randy Brewster. Let's give him a rousing welcome. Randy Brewster.
I was buried alive. Yeah. breathe. I don't know. There must be a reason. I was given one more chance. My heart still beating. Buried alive.
Comrades of labor,
Still breathing.
we are standing strong for a fifth
I
term.
don't know what tomorrow may bring, but I got a feeling. Oh, now I am alive. There must be a reason. I was given.
Let me see your flags tonight, Central Leeward.
Still beating.
Wave your flags for labor.
Now all this time. After living a life of sin, some many give up, many give in. When the worst of times, I survived. Yeah. I was buried alive, but I may bring, but I got a feeling. Alright, now I am alive. There must be a reason. I was given one more chance. My heart still beating. Oh, they made a ditch for one, but there would be two. In their attempt to hold my life, the wicked things they do. Oh, yeah. The Lord is my salvation. Of whom shall I fear? I was buried alive, but I'm still breathing. I don't know what tomorrow may bring, but I got a feeling. All right, now I am feeling. I was given one more chance. My heart still beating. One more time. I said buried alive, but I'm still breathing. I don't know what tomorrow may bring, but I got a feeling. All right, I am alive. There must be a reason. I was given one more chance. My heart still beating.
Comrades of labor, script, but I want to address you from the heart. The reason why you heard that song from Buju Banton, because a few weeks ago, there was an onslaught on this young man. A young man who hails from the area of Tisha Road. A proud young man. And Tisha Road is not different from Butland Glass. It's not different from Glebe Hill. It's not different from Curtin Hill. But there was an onslaught. And I want the young people who are here tonight to listen me carefully. There is a party who feels that because you may not come from Cane Garden or some of the elite areas in this country, that you should not be given a chance. But I am here to tell you that under the leadership of the Unity Labour Party, with a comrade called Orande Brewster in Central Leeward, youths, you know that your future is secure with labor.
Never let the wicked get you down. Gotta make a step.
I want to tell the young people of this constituency that my life was not anything easy. And my life, I had to work hard. And I believe in the young people of this constituency. That is one of the reasons why I stepped up to the plate when they asked me to run for this seat called Central Leeward. Now I have your interest at heart. There are some other politician who is coming around who is trying to fill their pockets. But I want to represent you, not because I want to fill my pocket, but I want to make sure that the youths of Central Leeward is on an equal footing and know that they can accomplish great things once they put in the hard work. Now the only way that we can win the seat in Central Leeward is when we come together like we did today in unity, because unity is strength. And once we band ourselves together and we go out on polling day, November 5th, now you have a choice. You have a choice between two candidates. You have a candidate that is thinking backward because nothing that was done in this constituency is good enough. But you have a candidate who sees every era of this constituency. And through my walkthrough, I have already put in place over 20 plans for this constituency of Central Leeward. Now I want you to listen to me carefully. We must continue in love. I want to talk to you tonight about love. Now the reason why I'm doing this, as I say, I'm speaking not from a script but from my heart. It's because I am a young man with love in my heart. And I love people. If you want to run for any political office, you must love people. And I would come and I would sit at your doorstep. I would come and I would eat from your plate. Because I have been there. I have been there. I know what it means to struggle. I know what it means to struggle. I am not from a family that is full of riches. But I've worked hard. Now, I am telling you, when you're selecting a candidate, you have a choice. And I want the parents to listen to me carefully. Now, I believe that under my leadership, we would have doctors coming out of Bottle and Glass. We would have lawyers coming out of Glebe Hill. We would have engineers coming out of Reversion. I am running because I know the needs of the youth. And I am a youthful person. Now, the youth, you must select a candidate that would represent you and represent you well. I was raised with my great-grandmother, and I know what it means to take care of the elderly. And I am running for office because I know that we have to continue taking care of our elderly. Now you would see the difference in the two candidates. When you vote for me, you're voting for a young man who is going to work with you. Who is going to work with you. I want you to hear this. I do not have the solution for everything. But once we come together and we put our hands together, there are a lot we can accomplish in our community.
They can't keep a good man down. Always keep a smile when they want me to frown. Keep the vibes and and I stood my ground. They will never ever take my crown. Oh, Jah bless, I say no man curse. Things getting better when they thought it would be worse. Here comes the officers asking for a search. They found no weapon, just only a drawer.
When you're selecting a candidate, you must select a candidate who is having an impact on your life or had an impact before. Now, there are many young people here who I came in contact with while I was a teacher at the Barley Secondary School. Now, I have served my country. I have served as an educator in this same community of Barley. Check the other candidate and ask him where he served in this constituency. When you are selecting a candidate, these things matter. So you must know that on November 5th, you know exactly who you're voting for. And who are you voting for come November 5th? Who are you voting for, Central Leeward? No, I love the crowd. Comrade, I love the turnout tonight. I love the turnout. But remember, even more important than the turnout is November 5th. Are we going out in our numbers? Are we going out in our numbers? No.
Backpack music.
They may say that I am young and I have bushy eyes. But I want Maxie and Straker to come forward with Louis. In order for you to lead, you must be able to be a good follower. In order for you to be a great leader, you must be a great follower. No, there are things I may not know. But I want to thank, come on the other side, Maxie. I want to thank these comrades. They were before me. And it's time for me now to pick up the mantle and continue to work for you, the people of Central Leeward.
Backpack music.
Georgia, me love you. Keep me strong, when the wicked them I try to overcome. Yeah. Thank you for life, Georgia. Oh yeah. I feel so happy today. Yeah. Thank you for life. No, Georgia. I feel so happy today. Yeah. Listen for them. Now listen to them. No matter what them walk and talk in a me yard. Straight love me carry for them, yeah. Said them are my friend, yeah.
There's some that are saying to give them a chance to prove themselves. I want to tell you, Central Leeward, that even outside of politics, I was serving my constituency. Don't let anybody fool you and tell you they have to get inside in order to help you or to serve you. That's why I say when I got into this thing, I had to go down on my knees and pray. I had to ask for guidance. I had to ask for guidance because I know that the Almighty God I serve will not bring me this far with you, the people of Central Leeward, to leave me. So as I wind down, I want curtains to hear me. I want Curtin Hill to hear me. I want Green Hill to hear me. Revenge and 3 Acre hear me. Oh, Capitol Hill, I want you to hear me. I want Butland Glass to hear me. Butland Glass, you hearing me? I want Glebe Hill to hear me. And if we go over into Layu, I want Rutland Vale to hear me. I want Tisha Road to hear me. County Village, listen carefully. Plan, Betromy, Middle Street, London Road. I want you to question the next candidate and see how many of the places in Central Leeward you know. And Bokoment, we love you. Before you tonight is a humble, a honest, a decent, a caring individual. Now you have to make a decision and poll in there, and I want the NDP folks to hear me. Because I am a man with a good heart. And I would extend the 10 to you. Because you need someone to represent you and represent you well. So I want you to make sure that you are registered. I want you to make sure you check the voters list to make sure you're on there. Into Parliament is by you being a registered voter. So on November 5th, the bell has already rung. But there's one more thing we have to do. According to Luther. After we done ring the bell, what we supposed to do? We're supposed to send them home. So now the bell's rung. We have to send them home. And we have to go out in our numbers. And we have to vote for a candidate you can trust. A candidate you believe in. A candidate who would continue to lift this constituency and the nation of St. Vincent and the Grenadines higher and higher. Comrades of Labour, this is only my first speech. You would hear from me continually. Now, listen to me, like I said, I'm not speaking to you from no script. Nobody has to write anything from me. I can come up here and I can deliver to you from my heart.
Some cry, some smile, some fight every day. We rise to the top, cause we know what it takes. Through it all we survive, yet still hold the faith. Unchangeable, Lord, unchangeable. Hey, no matter how the dollar might stack up, me still not change. Me I go stay rough. Inna the giddy and you have to buckle up.
Oh, lift your Labour flag, Comrade.
Don't be a cuff now.
Lift your Labour flag.
Life it's a journey, it's a long race. Mama says, son, be wise and don't bring disgrace.
That's right. Show them that Central Leeward is red and ready with Randy.
I love to me people that me embrace. The truth are the truth and that can't erase. So hell to all of those who want hate. Just send me to finish this race. So we ain't giving up now. We put up a fight. We got to be ready. Cause time's getting dreary. Just said don't you worry. I'll be in a hurry, Lord. We got to be ready. Cause time's getting dreary. So we pray. We pray. We pray.
Comrades and friends of Labour, I've spoken to you. I've given you the warning. And I know that come November 5th,
that ULP in Central Leeward, its next representative would be no other than your humble servant, Orande Randy Brewster.
I see them coming after my soul.
Wave your labor flag.
Wanna give me lots.
Wave your labor rags.
Wanna give me all the material things. I hear them talking about what the world has to offer. Girl, what you doing? Don't you see what they have done to Bedouin and Marcus, Jesus, and all of the prophets? But I'm not afraid. No, I'm not afraid.
Not afraid.
No, I'm not afraid.
We labor people, we are not afraid.
If them a come, let them come, cause I'm protected by the Most High One. They don't mind when you fall behind and can't pay your bills on time.
Don't worry, comrades. I am here for you. I am of the people, and I am for the people. People first comes in my book. And I know that you are not going to disappoint me. The youths and the elderly of this constituency, we are going out on November 5th. And we are going to vote. And we are going to make sure that the Unity Labour Party continues the progress we have made in this country. And we are coming in stronger than ever this time. Because we're winning Central Leeward by a bigger margin this time.
I was born strong. I was made for this. See, I met so many hard times when I thought I couldn't make it. See, I've had my trials when my pillows dried my eyes. Then the morning came and my way.
Comrades, I know. We're going to enjoy ourselves just now. But let me say this. We need a strong force on the Leeward end of this country. So I don't only want Central Leeward to be in Parliament. Because the Bible says you should love your neighbors as you love yourself. So our neighbor to the north is North Leeward. So we want North Leeward to come home. Our neighbor to the south is South Leeward. And we have Sister Minnie here. And I want to make sure that Sister Minnie is next to me. So when November 6th, I can not only celebrate by myself, but I can have Carlos and I can have Sister Minnie by my side. So I want you to encourage your friends, your neighbors, your family who may be living in the bordering constituencies to go out and vote. And go out and vote the Unity Labour Party. We have a good set of candidates. A solid set of candidates. And if you want a party who is thinking about your future, look at the candidates. The Unity Labour Party is a party who can on any day transition over to the younger ones. Because they are there already. So I'm going to pull it down now. Central Leeward, I love you. Barley, I love you. Curtains, I love you. Leyu, I love you. Bokoment, I love you. And I am going to serve you out of love. So make sure that you go out and you vote and you support your comrade, Orande Brewster, and make sure that the Unity Labour Party remains at the helm of the ship called St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Love you, love you, love you.